But she's like, Cyrus is coming home, and you need to leave me alone. Girl, why did you go up to that man's work or whatever he's doing to go and bother him? She just wants attention. She's annoying. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantel, and over here we talk about everything reality, pop culture, and everything that's just going on in the world. Today I have a review for you, and it's Love After Lockup. Okay, it is season 10 episode 3, or is it season 7 episode 3? I don't know. The seasons are mixing me up. I don't know, but the scene opens up with Gigi and Damon, okay? They're loving on each other, they're kissing on each other, and they need that, right? They want to get home to get it in, right? Because they're excited to see each other. Listen, tutus, why does Goddess Mom pull up on a horse? She pulled up on that horse. Look, listen, Goddess Mom looked bad still. I'm not even going to lie. The way that she pulled up on that horse and she was controlling that horse, she's a boss, okay? She pulled up on that horse like, what's up? Because, Goddess wasn't trying to, have her mom, meet him too soon. Because, Goddess's mom wasn't feeling him. And, so Damon's like, oh, hi, to her mom, like, nice to meet you. Goddess's mom's like, I wish I could say the same. Because, Goddess's mom does not want her with no inmate. Because, Goddess's mom has been through that. And she says, it's just messy. It's not the lifestyle that she wants for her daughter because she's been through that. So mom's like, okay, not nice to meet you. Mama had to pull up and see what was going on with Damon because she does not trust him. And she has every right not to trust him because Damon is still over here talking about he wants his cake and eating it too. He wants he wants Goddess and Bonita. He's still talking about that. So the mom is right. She needs to check up on him. Goddess, she's like, Mama, we gotta go. We gotta go. She wants to go, whatever. She's like, we gotta go. The mama come back and reply talking about let him go. The mom said, let him go. Oh my gosh, the mom's not playing. Okay? She's not letting up on it. Okay? Goddess is not trying to hear that. She's basically saying, it's only a matter of time before Damon's true colors come out. I'm going to have to agree with Mama because he's planning some crazy stuff. I see Bonita now. Bonita, she's on her way to go meet up with a Link, right? A Link, because she's saying that she needs to replace some of Damon's stuff. Now, we remember last season, she let us know that she sold about over $100,000 of his things, right? She sold shoes, designer shirts, and what else does he have? Jeans and jewelry and all this stuff. She sold all that stuff. She's meeting up with somebody to try and get some of that stuff back, right? So it doesn't look like she sold all this man's stuff, right? She meets up with the guy. He opened up the trunk. Okay, he pops the trunk. He has all the stuff back there, and she's picking out what she needs, right? She's like, I need that Armani shirt. I need those shoes, size 10. I need this. I need that. I need da 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 da. Okay? So she gets the stuff that she needs that might possibly, make it seem like not all his stuff is gone. Okay? Now, Damon, he's in the car. He's talking, and he's like, listen, we need to go to that storage. I need to get my stuff. I have all my stuff there. Basically, my life is there. And he says, I told my mom about what was going on. And the mom, she went to the storage room, and she got both locks off. She got the big, I don't know what you call it. It's not a pliers, because I think a pliers is bigger. But she got the tiny version of the jaws of life. What is it? I don't know. It's not a wrench, but she got one of those and she clipped that off. She clipped it off, and now he's able to go and get his stuff. Keirsten, she gets up. She's getting ready to go and actually pick him up now. She woke up at the hotel, and now she's going to drive to the prison on his release to go and pick him up, okay? She talks to Brady on the way there, and Brady's like, listen, don't worry. We're going to have our time. Don't let this ruin anything. We will get our time, so just calm down. Don't worry, okay? She is riddled with anxiety because that's all she can think about, right? And I get it. It's been a long time. You think this is your man. You love him, blah, blah, blah. You expect him to be your husband. You haven't seen him in all this time. But then you take this huge trip, right? It costs money. It costs time. She's away from her kids. She's probably away from her job. All that stuff to not be able to actually see him and spend, the intimate time. So I get it. I'm not trying to be mean. I get it. But, this is really tripping her out because she's am I wasting my time? She wants to see her man. She wants to get it in. She wants the connection. She needs to solidify that, right? So she's worried, but, her man's trying to calm her down and reassure her, listen, we're going to get our time. We're going to get it in, Keirsten. That's what he's telling her. He's just going on about, she loves him. They have the same morals. They want to live the same type of life. They have the same goals. So, this is a perfect match for her. This is what she's really thinking. She has this whole fantasy in her mind, right? She believes in gender roles, This is the woman's role. This is the man's role. She's expecting for Brady to come home and just jump into this role where he's going to be the provider, the protector, all this stuff, and she gets to just have a soft life. She is banking on this inmate, okay, who has had a drug addiction. We don't know how he's doing now. We don't know how he's going to perform outside of prison, but she is expecting him and counting on him to give her like a soft life. Girl, stop. Reel it in. Reel it in. What are you talking about? Stop talking all this big talk. Wait until the man comes home and see how things go. I get it. You are a single mom. You have children. Like you have 2 jobs. She said, good on her. She has 2 jobs. You're doing the single mom life and you're doing what you can do for your children, right? But don't expect some man that just came out of prison, fresh out of prison, who's been in there for like, I don't know, how long has he been in there? I forgot. 8 years, 5 years? To just come out and start being this provider, protector. He's not some millionaire. He's not some businessman that got locked up over some blue collar, white collar crime. And like, he's coming home to money and stuff. No, he was a drug addict. He ain't got no money. And the girl, Corey's been saying that he ain't got none, so I don't know what she's expecting. Like, she's very delusional, to say the least. But this is what she wants, okay? That's her plan. Now she's at the prison. She's waiting on Brady to be released. Sorry, she's waiting out there. She's cold. She just wants to see him, okay? My girl's barefoot on the pavement waiting for this man to come out. He comes out and she runs over to him, jumps into his arms, gives him a hug, right? Like they always do. Not surprised. Makes sense. Brady, he's telling us, right? He's saying like, he can't wait to spend the rest of his life with Keirsten. He can't wait to start his life with Keirsten and like, just live happily ever after, basically. He says that his background on how he got addicted to drugs was basically he was 18. I believe he was in a very bad car accident and he got prescription drugs, I guess, for whatever. I'm going to assume pain, but it could be for whatever. He got prescribed prescription drugs and he got addicted to those. He said that he liked them and he liked the way that they made him feel. So that's how he became addicted to drugs. They get to the hotel. They're an hour late because he was released an hour late, so they're short on time. They get to the hotel and everything is basically as planned. Keirsten, she has a hotel set up nice for him, right? She has the rose petals. She has a sign that says, I love you. It's dim. She has everything set up like how she said that she would have it set up. And she gives him his ring, okay? She gives him his ring and it's like a moment for them. They kick the cameras out the room and she gets her intimate time. Yay, Keirsten. She gets her intimate time. That's all she wanted. I hope it was good. Now we meet Dia. Dia is in a relationship with this guy named Cyrus. He's younger than her. I think Dia's like 35 and he's like 24. Dia's 35 and he's 24. Dia has 4 children. She's a single mom and she's been married before. She says that she was married for 20 years and they're not together anymore. So she has 4 children. She got a divorce from her husband of 20 years because basically he chose drugs over the family. She starts talking about how the universe put her and Cyrus together. She says that Cyrus has been in prison for I think 3 years and he's in there for auto theft. She said that the universe put them together. I don't know why the universe would put a single mom of 4 children together with a 24-year-old young adult that got put in jail for auto theft and I think drugs. No, sorry, possession of a weapon. This is what she's saying. The drama with her now is that she used to date Cyrus's ex, some guy named Jaden. Jaden and Cyrus, they were in prison together. They were cellmates or whatever. She used to date Jaden. Apparently the relationship was toxic and I believe he was on drugs. He was a drug addict. I mean, it seems like a pattern with this one because it's not her fault. I'm just saying. Seems like a pattern because Jaden, apparently he was toxic and using drugs, okay, as well. Apparently Jaden and Cyrus were close when they were in prison, but then when Jaden got released from prison, Cyrus says that he switched up and things changed, so they're no longer close. Apparently how they linked up Cyrus and Dia is that Cyrus shot his shot at Dia. I don't know how. I guess in her DMs, I don't know how he contacted her. He shot his shot. It worked, and now they're together. Dia's like, listen, she knows that she's a damn fool. And she's playing with fire for dating another inmate, right? But she says that, Cyrus is way different than Jaden. And, she believes that this is meant to be and that this is going to work out. This is what she thinks. Keep in mind that she's never met Cyrus. They've never met. They've been dating for a year, but they've never met. But somehow she thinks that he's the one. I don't know. This 24-year-old is the one for her and her 4 children. This is what she said. We see Dia now. She pulls up to her ex Jaden, seemingly uninvited because he looked like he was working. It looked like he was working on a car. She rolls up out of nowhere talking about you're going to have to stop contacting me, and I don't want anything to do with you because Cyrus is being released. I don't know if you know that Cyrus is being released. Jane's like, yeah, I know. And, he's going to be in our neck of the woods, and I don't want any problems. You need to stop contacting me. He's like, I don't. She's like, yes, you do, because you contacted me the other day to take a ride with you. This fool said, yeah, I did. He said he didn't, but then he said, yes, he did. So he did contact her to take her for a ride, right? He wanted to reminisce. He was missing her, He's like, you were my drug. I was in love with you. She says that he's still in love with her. And I think he admitted that he's still in love with her. Like, he still loves her. He still loves the thought of being with her. And I guess he kind of misses her. But she's like, Cyrus is coming home. And you need to leave me alone. Girl, why did you go up to that man's work or whatever he's doing to go and bother him? She just wants attention. She's annoying. You want attention. Because even if he did ask you to come for a ride, right? All you had to say was no. You could have blocked him. You don't have children with him. You could have blocked him. You could have said no and leave it alone. You rolled up to this man's place. You wanted to see him. You wanted him to see you. So you're trouble. Like, girl, bye, Dia. She's saying that she believes that he's still in love with her. And they broke up because he cheated, and that's why they're not together anymore. Well, more than that, he cheated on her with the town hoe. And that's the same girl that her ex-husband cheated on her with. So she's like, no, I want nothing to do with you. She's over it. Okay, fine. She's basically like, leave me and Cyrus alone. We're going to start a family together, and leave us alone. My guy's standing there, and this guy says no. He said no. He said, I'm not leaving you alone. He said, I will not leave you alone, because I guess he still loves her, and he still wants a shot. They're both toxic. Dia and this guy's toxic. We'll see if Cyrus is toxic, but these two are toxic. He said no. He's not going to leave them alone. He's never leaving her alone. He loves her, and he's never going away. Cyrus says a 1-2 in his confessional. Cyrus is like how Jaden is telling Dia that Cyrus is a womanizer, right? And he's like not to be trusted and not safe or whatever, right? So listen, both these men is fighting for Dia's love. And Dia's loving it. She likes it. She's an idiot. If she didn't like it, she wouldn't have went up to that man's work. She likes it, because why are you going up there provoking that man? Oh, I think he's still in love with me. Well, if he is, and you don't want him bothering, why the hell are you going up there bothering him? Like, get it together. So, listen, they're fighting for this girl, okay? And she's loving every minute of it. We see that Dia, she's with her mom and her older daughter. I think her daughter's like 18. She's with mom and her older daughter. They're at home, and they're talking about the whole situation with Cyrus and him coming out and so on, right? So they're talking about the situation. They've never met each other in person, and they've only been talking and communicating through letters and I believe on the phone. Okay, so the mom, she's voicing her concerns like, what are we doing? Like, the mom's like, what are we doing? Because, like, she doesn't trust the whole situation, right? She knows that her daughter is delusional. She's chaotic. Dia explained herself as being chaotic, okay? So, I mean, yeah, the mom has every right to be worried, because you're dating inmate after inmate, and you're not, like, learning anything, and you just want to have these men around your children. I don't get it. Mom's basically like, listen, when this guy comes home, you need to be careful. You need to be careful of everything. You need to get STD checks. You need to get this check. You need to get that check. And he's like, oh, okay, please, whatever. But, I mean, the mom's really telling the truth and just trying to look out for her. Really and honestly. That's all the mom's doing. The mom's basically like, you know what, just be careful or whatever, because, the last relationship you had was really toxic and she doesn't want to see her go through that again. And the mom's also like, listen, this new guy, Cyrus, he's around the same age as your eldest daughter. The daughter's 18, Cyrus is 24. So he's more around her age. Mom's like, aren't you worried that, like, if he comes home, he might start getting more attracted to the daughter? And she's like, no, he's not like that. He won't do that. He's not like that. Girl, you don't know him. You don't know him. You've never been around him. You don't know what he's going to like. You don't know what he's going to be like when he's around. Stop sticking up for these damn men you don't know. Just stop. Daughter shut that down. She's like, I have my own man. Okay, that's great. But still, like, the mom has a point. Dia is asking the kids, like, how do you feel about Cyrus coming home or getting out or whatever, right? And the child literally says, she's like, I'm worried that you're not going to have any time for us. Like, you're not going to spend any time with us and he's going to get all the time. The mom's like, oh, no, that's not true. But then the other little daughter, right, the younger daughter, she jumps in. She's like, no, it's not that mom doesn't have time for us. It's that, like, she's really busy and she's trying to spend time with everybody. And she ends up spending time with the boyfriends. Dia, I'm telling you, I don't like you already. Just based on that fact, that the way that you put these men above your daughters. Because the daughter, I believe those kids. Those little kids, they said it. They said, no, you are, and I believe them. The way that she's acting, you haven't met this man, you want him to come to the house, you're sticking up for him, you're playing all these dumb games. I believe your daughters. You pay way more attention to men than you do your daughters. And when you have a man around, all the attention's on the man. She's a pick-me, a dangerous pick-me, a desperate pick-me. I feel sorry for those kids. I believe her. And not only that, the older daughter, she started to break down and cry because she was like, listen, the last boyfriend that she had, he became like a fourth child because he wasn't doing nothing. I assume he wasn't paying no bills. He wasn't cleaning. He wasn't providing no food. He wasn't being like a father figure. He wasn't doing anything. The mom was okay with it. But the daughter, when she was talking about it, she was breaking down and she was crying. She was like, listen, he was a fourth child. She had to pick up the slack and it was very stressful for her. That's making me upset. I really feel for those children, and that mom, she's a piece of work. She's disgusting. She's something else. She cares more about men, and I don't like it. I don't like it. The mom, she starts to cry and stuff like that. Her mom, because she's like worried about the living situation because, the mom's not dumb. She's been through this. She knows her daughter. The mom is crying and the daughter's like, she's trying to shame her. The Dia's trying to shame her mom. Like, why are you crying? Why are you worried about the living situation? You're not even going to be here. You're not going to live here. But guess what? Her grandchildren are living there. And she feels for her grandchildren. Because the mom knows you're an idiot. You're stupid, right? You're pick me. And you pick man over your children. So the mom's worried. She's crying like, man, she's feeling for her grandchildren. She's looking at her daughter crazy and she's feeling for you. Like, you need some sense. Don't do that to your mom. She cares about you. And your children, you're lucky that she does. Lots of people out here don't have moms that care about them or their children. Be grateful for your mom, Dia. Okay? People like Dia, like, they get into these situations, they always do this type of crap, and then the family's there to pick up the pieces, right? And it's stressful, and it's a burden on them. And that's exactly what she's going to do to them. And that's exactly what she's been doing, which is why the mom and the daughter are speaking up. But Dia doesn't care because Dia doesn't care because she's selfish. Okay, I can't talk. She's selfish. That's why she doesn't care. Dia's trying to explain to the confessionals, like, she's trying to convince the people that Jaden and Cyrus are different people. Cyrus is not toxic like Jaden, and they're a good fit. And he'll, like, he's going to do good when he comes out. And there's nothing for anyone to be worried about. That's what she's saying. Mom's like, listen, we've been there, done that. I've seen it happen a million times. And she's like, if I see something now this time, she's like, if I see something that I don't like, or like, where I think that there's going to be an issue, she's like, I'm not keeping my mouth shut anymore. I'm going to say something. And good on mom. And I hope she does. Because this Dia girl, she's not safe for her children. I'm just saying that because I don't understand how you have this man, and you have young kids too, how you have some man coming from prison just... Anyways, I'm over her, and I hope her mom just keeps an eye on those grandchildren and just keeps them safe because And the older sister, like, she feels bad for her mom, I guess, for being this stupid. And then she basically feels bad for the siblings, the younger siblings, because the siblings get attached to these strange men that the mom keeps bringing home. And then they disappear, right? And then the kids are like, and that's not good for them. That's not nice. Like, the mom needs to think about that. She's just selfish. That's it. She's selfish and she doesn't want to hear the truth, which is why she got up and she walked away. She said, "You guys are irritating me." She said her mom's irritating her because her mom's concerned. And she got up and she left the conversation. So she's selfish and she doesn't care. That's what I got from it. That's what I get from Dia. She just wants her man. That's it. Now we're at Mike and Kayleigh, and Mike and Kayleigh, they're in bed. They just finished doing the do, and they liked it. It was great. It was cool. Kayleigh said it lasted longer than what she expected, so that's good. That's great. So they get up, they get ready to go to the grocery store to get some food and stuff like that because they're gonna meet up with the kids and stuff later. So they're in the car on the way to get the groceries or go to the butcher or whatever. And Michael now, he's clear. His mind's clear. Okay. There's no fog going on here. He's been released. He got his release, okay? So he's clear. And he's like looking around. He's like, "Where'd you get this new car from?" He booked it. He clocked it. He's like, where'd you get this new car? She's acting stupid. She's like, "What new car?" He's like, "Yeah, like, where'd you get this new car? What are we really doing?" She's like, "It's my car," or whatever. And he's like, "So why do you have a new car?" He's like, "You already have a car." He's like, "Why do you need two cars? You're one person, one body. You don't need two cars. And she's like, "Well, this is my go F yourself gift to myself." She's telling him to go F himself because we know she just wants to spend all the money. She is being resentful for being a jail wife or a prison wife and having to hold down the fort. So she went and she spent all that money on a new car that she didn't need. So that's what she said. It's your go F yourself car, new car, basically. That's what she said. He's like, "Okay. Like, where'd you get the money for this?" Because he's like, "How are you affording two car payments?" Now they're in the store or whatever. They go and they want to go get their meats. He wants his ribeye. He wants steaks. He wants some premium cut meats, premium cut steaks, right? And she's like, "Well, who's gonna pay for it?" He's like, "You are, because like I thought, like, because I'm home, you're gonna pay for it." She's like, "Well, I'm not paying for it." He's like, "Okay, well, give me my cards. I'm gonna pay for it myself then." So he goes, he orders his prime cuts, right? He gets what he wants and he goes to go pay for it. Listen, the man is going to go pay for it. Like, she doesn't want to give him the cards because she knows that she ran up all the bills. She ran up the money. There's no money. She ran up his cards. He doesn't have any money. So he's asking for the cards and she's kind of hesitant, like, "Oh," she's like, the cards don't want to come out. Like, she doesn't want to give him the cards. So she gives him the cards and he goes to pay for it or whatever, right? The cards decline. She's standing there smiling, smirking, laughing like she wanted to embarrass him. Cards decline. He's like, "Why is my card decline?" She's like, "Well, there's no money on it." He's like, "Why is there no money on my cards? Like, I thought we figured this out. I thought we talked this over. Like, you're going to like do what you're supposed to do." She's like, "Well, there's no money on the cards." And like, she's just acting like a damn bee. Girl, are you okay? So he's like, "Listen, pass me one of them other cards." He's like, "Give me one." He's like, "Give me another card. Like, give me my other card. I'm going to pay for this." She gives him the other card, again, knowing that there's no money on there, and it declines again. And my girl is laughing. She thinks it's a joke. And he's like, "Why is my cards declining?" She's like, "Well, there's no money on it." He's like, "Why is there no money on my cards?" She's like, "Well, you need to call your bank to find that out." I'm like, this girl is a real stinking nasty spirit person. She really did that to this man in the store. So she ends up paying for the food or whatever, right? And I'm like, girl, why didn't you just pay for it in the first place? You purposely made him go in there because he asked. He was like, "Yeah, well, okay, you're paying for it because, like, I'm home. It's your treat." And she said no. So you purposely made him go up there and embarrass, like, she's disgusting. She's disgusting. She is. That was uncalled for and it was unnecessary. She didn't have to do that. Just fucking pay for it. And then you can, like, own up to, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Michael is innocent in anything, but I'm just saying, like, why would you handle it like that? That makes absolutely no sense. You embarrassed yourself and him for no reason. He's trying to find out in the store, like, why is my card declined? She's like, you know what? She's like, I don't want to talk about it here. I don't want to talk about it in the store. We're going to go outside. He's like, I want to talk about it right here, right now, since it happened right here, right now. Like, what's going on? She's like, I don't want to embarrass myself, or I don't want to be embarrassed. So they go outside to talk. You didn't want to get embarrassed and argue in front of all those people, but you did all that in front of those people? Like, she doesn't make no damn sense. At this point, Michael, he's letting us know. He's like, this lady's lying. He's like, this lady's a liar and she's been lying to me, okay? And he wants to figure out what's going on. So she finally tells him the truth. She's like, I'm $42,000 in debt. I maxed out your credit cards. And he's like, what? How? Why? When? Where? Like, what are we talking about? Why are you doing this? And she's like, here she comes with the attitude. She's like, well, you were in prison for 6 years and I had to I had to hold down the fort and, I had to pay this and I had to buy that. But she was really just scamming off the man's stuff because she was saying that she was paying bills. Like she'd take money out and she'd spend money, but she wouldn't pay the bills with the card, or she'd pay bills with the card, but she wouldn't pay back the card. Like she was being whatless. She was being irresponsible, and she was just being vindictive and malicious. That's what I feel. She's being vindictive and malicious, and she ran up that man's credit and cards on purpose. Okay? She did it on purpose, just to be evil, just to be mean. That's what she did. She tells him that the cards have been maxed out for a couple of months, okay? He's asking all the questions. He's asking all the right questions. And he ends up putting two and two together, and he finds out that not only is she not paying the credit cards, she's not paying the actual bills. So he's pissed, rightfully so, because you open up the cards, you put it in his name, and you're doing all this shady shit, and you're not paying the bills. So you are purposely running up and messing up his credit. You're doing it on purpose. That's what she's doing. She's basically doing what her mom did to her. That's what she's doing. Remember last season? That's how her mom took her social insurance and she did all that nonsense and ran up the girl's poor credit. Kayleigh is doing what her mom did to her. She's doing that to Mike. And that's disgusting. She's nasty. How dare her? She has a lot of nerve. A lot of nerve. Not cool. She's basically telling this man, listen, even though she spent the money, she got the card, she spent all the money, she took out the money, she did all that stuff. She's basically like, your card, your bills, your debt, your problem. Like, leave me out of it. Even though she ran it all up. That's what she told the man. I can't. They're going back and forth and they're going at it. And he's like, listen, man, like you were supposed to be helping me build up my credit. So when I come out, I can be doing what I need to do. And she's like, listen, this is not all my fault. I was sending you $700 a month. I don't know why she'd be sending somebody in jail $700 a month. But I mean, that's on her too. Like she was not in prison. She had control. She did not have to be sending him all that money, but she chose to. So that's on her as well. Like all she had to say was like, listen, buckle down. You're in jail. I'm over out here holding down the fort and I'm going to send you what I can afford to send you. She was telling him that she was like not paying bills because she was sending him money. Like, girl, like, are you a damn fool? She's a fool. Like, you would put your kids and yourself in jeopardy, your home, all that stuff in jeopardy to send this dummy in jail money that you don't have. They're both stupid and they're both wrong, if you ask me. I don't know what she's thinking. And in jail, it's like, what can you really get in jail? He was buying food, clothes, shoes. Like, he probably showing off in there. Like, I got all this stuff. I could get this. I could get that. But it's like, what are you really doing? And she has a point. You wanted to freaking show out and show off in jail and have all this stuff. Have all the prime cuts of meat. Because he was saying it was $40 for prime rib in there or ribeye or whatever. You don't need that in there. You're in there to learn a lesson. Not to live like a damn king. So he's wrong for that shit too. That's what he wanted the money for. And I believe it because you remember when last season when she was buying him his outfit, his release outfit, and I think it cost $1,200 or $1,400, $700, something like that. And the mom had to pay for it. It's like, what are you doing? Both y'all are stupid and both of you guys are to blame. Because there's no reason why that man needed $700 in jail. And why would you allow that woman with all those kids? She has 4 kids. Why would you allow her to send you all that money? So you're selfish too. You're an idiot. Anyways, and he has his savings. He has his $14,000 saved up that he was saving with his mom. And now he's like, I'm not going to tell her about that money because I can't trust her with money. So he's going to keep it to himself. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I really blame him or not. Because Kayleigh, man, what you pulled was effed up. She should have been adult enough to like take care of stuff and not like do all that. And all that spending and her buying a new car, that was all out of resentment. And all she had to do was lay down on the law and be like, I'm not sending you $700 a month. I'm sending you 100 or whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean? And he doesn't understand how she spent how she's $40,000 in debt, because he's like, you didn't spend 40,000 on me. Where's the $40,000? I don't see it. It's like, I don't have the $40,000 and I don't see what you got me. But it's like, if she was sending $700 every month for 2 years, that's what she said. Let me see. Let me do, because I need to see. Then like, what are you talking about? 700 a month. That's 16,000. That's about $17,000 for the 2 years. But I don't know where the other 20 came from. I don't know if she's adding that on and just saying that, or if like she's including her car and other stuff in it. I don't know, because I think her car was 30,000. I have no clue. But like, they're both really irresponsible with money, and like, I don't know what to say. They're both idiots. Sorry. Not sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And her only thing is she was giving him the money because he was asking. Okay, so learn how to say no. Because he was asking, and then she was feeling bad, and then she would not pay bills to send him money. Girl, go to hell. Because you're just stupid. Like, I don't. And does he even care? Like, did you say, hey, babe, do you have enough money to be sending me all this money? Like, are the kids good? You guys got food? Are the bills paid? He was just accepting the money because he wanted to ball in prison. So he's an idiot too. Two idiots together. That's what I see. Okay? He tells her, listen, just when I get home, just give me all the bank statements and all my stuff regarding my financials, and just give it all to me so I can look over it and so I could like take over it from now. Okay? So they arrive at home, and she's like letting him know, like, there's no arguing around the kids. The kids are home. There's no arguing. The parents are going to be over, and we're just going to have a good time. So don't even like start this nonsense. He's like, okay, fine. That's what she's saying. Just give me my stuff. He says hi to the kids. They all hug him, and, he's like asking them how they are and how are you? He says hi to the mom. And, he's just like, he's saying how he's excited to start life with the kids and interacting with them and stuff like that. And he's saying that he's going to make dinner. They're making macaroni pie and some other stuff. He's saying it was a staple in his household. So I guess he wants to give the kids that experience, and I guess try and build up some type of tradition like that. Okay. Kayleigh immediately, she gets the printer. She gets her daughter to get the printer to start printing out statements. And she's telling the daughter, the daughter's only 15. She's still young. And I feel like the daughter still knows a little bit too much. Like, she's really into the big people's business. But she knows a lot, and Kayleigh's like telling her, because the daughter's like, why are we bringing out the printer? Why is it coming over here? And she's like, well, Mike, he wants the statements and he wants to look at all that stuff. And the daughter's like, okay, well, I find that's really weird that he wants to look at that stuff or whatever. Anyways, they get to printing the stuff for this man. Kayleigh's mom's talking to Michael, and she's like, so how's the halfway house? And he's telling her, like, it sucks because, they're always tracking him and watching him, monitoring him. He has the ankle monitor on, or the ankle bracelet, and he just doesn't like it. It's uncomfortable, and he just can't wait to be free from that situation. Michael brings up the argument that she had with his mom, and he's like, so what happened with the argument? What's going on, right? And the mom's like, well, she's telling her side, like, how his mom's disrespectful, and they got into a heated argument, and it got nasty, and she ended up throwing water on her. And Michael's like, well, you need to apologize. And she's like, why am I apologizing? Because she's always rude and disrespectful to me or whatever. And he's like, well, if you're not going to make it right and you don't want to apologize or whatever, he's like, you don't need to be here and you should leave. I'm sitting here like, hold the fuck on. You just came from the halfway house. You don't get to tell this lady's mom that she needs to leave her daughter's house. You don't. I'm like, where's Kayleigh? To tell him to sit down, because you don't get to do that. Your mom is disrespectful, buddy. Your mom's not no damn saint. She was being very rude, and the way that she was talking about Kayleigh's mom to Kayleigh is disrespectful. She doesn't get to do that. And I'm not saying that Kayleigh's mom was right on dashing the water on her, but you don't get to tell her to leave. Who do you think you are? Like, that's the kid's grandma. You're coming up in here. Boy, you ain't got no say. You live in a halfway house. Remember that. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, what is he talking about? I didn't like that, and I didn't think he had a right to do that. But listen, he didn't have to tell her twice. She said, okay. She just got up and she just stormed out that house. She didn't care. She left. So that's how that situation ended. Now with Rick and Felicia, they slept at the hotel and they slept in a separate bed. Like Rich wanted to sleep in the same bed as her, but she says that Rich slept on the couch, she slept on the bed, but eventually at night he came in the bed and they stayed together. She said no actual intercourse, no sex happened, but they, like, I guess they did stuff or felt on each other, whatever, whatnot. Okay. So now she has to go and get ready. He's taking her to go see her PO so she can get all her stipulations and, to know what she can and can't do, where she can and cannot go. She's going to the PO to get all that information. In the car going over to the PO, and she's like, talking about all the stuff that she needs to get done. And here comes Rich talking about, and what about the hotel? See if you can stay at the hotel tonight or whatever. Felicia's like she has bigger fish to fry. She needs to make sure that everything's set in place, right? This is literally her first day, full day out of prison. And she's like, listen, I'll ask about it, but let me get all this important stuff figured out first, okay? So they get there and he drops her off. And she's in the PO office. She's in there for about 2 hours, okay? 2 hours later, she comes out. She comes out and she's starting to talk to him about what the stipulations say. He takes a paper and he wants to read through the stipulations, okay? He reads through the stipulations about, like, where she's staying and I guess curfew and all that stuff. And he's like, oh, well, I don't see anything about no hotel. That's all he cares about. He just wants her to stay at the hotel because you know what he wants. That's all he wants. And she's just like, okay, like she's just basically irritated. She rolls her eyes and she scoffs because she's like, boy, shut the hell up. She's saying that she has to stay at her auntie's house per the release stipulations. Like that's like where she's going to be staying for the next, I think, 6 months until she's actually free. And she's like, listen, I'm trying to follow the rules. I'm trying to go by the book because I'm not trying to go back in prison. Like I need to take care of this first before anything, and Richie's sitting there looking all mad and all like, upset. And I'm just like, what are you expecting? Nobody told you to come down here. Maybe she did, but as a grown man, you should have known better. She's out to meet her family. She's been in jail since she's 17. She needs to grow up. She needs to get her life together. And here you are lurking in the corner trying to get some sex. Move. Leave her alone. Go home. Let her get to know her family and get to find herself before you're in her face. Like she just got her stuff. Like she's fully trying to figure out life. And he's just like, move. He's annoying me. You're disgusting. He's feeling some type of way because he's like, man, I'm only here for a little bit of time. I only have two days left, So, basically he's running out of time before he can get in Felicia's pants. And that's what he's worried about. He doesn't want to go back to wherever he going, to Houston or Texas or whatever, without getting in this girl's pants. That's what he's worried about. They get to Felicia's auntie's house because that's where she's staying. They get to Felicia's auntie's house and her cousin, and they welcome them with open arms. They hug on Felicia and they go get to talking. Now Felicia goes with her cousin to the back to talk, and then Rich is with the auntie because the auntie needs help with cleaning her car. So Felicia and her cousin, they're out in the back and they're talking. The cousin's like, okay, so what's the scoop? What happened? What's good, right? Felicia tells her, and Felicia's like, we didn't end up doing the do, right? We didn't get that far. We didn't do that. Felicia's cousin is relieved. She's like, okay, good. And I'm glad she didn't do it either. So good on you, Felicia. Like, don't do nothing with this man. So she's happy about that, okay? So the scene cuts back to Rich and the auntie, okay? And they're talking. Rich, again, he's just so, I can't with him. He doesn't care about making a good impression on these people. He just wants to get into this girl's pants. So him and the aunt is talking, and Richie gets to start talking about, I was reading through the stipulations of her like parole and stuff like that, and was saying that like, she can't leave the state. She can't leave the state without permission. The aunt's like, okay, like, yeah, she can't leave the state without permission because she's going to be staying here. She's staying at my house. And he's like, yeah, like I was just reading through that and I noticed that. And she's like, yeah, this is where she's staying. And she's like, but you can't stay here. And quickly said, you can't stay here, but this is where Felicia's staying. And he's like, yeah, well, I was just wanting to know, like, if she can just stay at the hotel because she's supposed to be staying at the hotel. The aunt is looking at him crazy like, what? She's like, she's supposed to be staying at the hotel with you tonight? And he's like, yeah. She's like, no, hold up. Let's get this clear. She's like, is Felicia, like, is this your plan? This is the plan. She's like, is it your plan that she's staying at the hotel tonight? Or did both of you guys plan this? And Rich is like, well, Rich is like, yeah, she we planned it. And she was just talking about it just now. We were just talking about it, like, and she's like, that's jail talk. She's like, that's jail talk. I'm not worried about that. She's home now. That was all jail talk. She's home. We ain't even talked about that. Rich is like, well, yeah, I mean, like, we were just talking about it on the way here to the house. And she's like, what? He's like, yeah, we were talking about it. And he's like, she just got released, right? As in to say, like, what are you trying to do? She just came home. She needs to spend time with her family. She's like, you're not taking her away from us. That's not happening. She's like, what are you doing? Like, you're not taking her away. She just got home. She's staying here and she's not going nowhere. Before that, Rich was trying to play it off and be like, yeah, I was telling her to wait a minute when, like, she said that she was coming. You didn't tell her wait a minute shit. You've been pressuring her to come to Houston to stay at the hotel. So the aunt is like, she's not having that. Like, she's like, she just got out. And we just got her back. And she's like, after the 6 months when she's free, she's like, no, she can't be going to no Texas. She needs to be over here. Rich is sitting there looking all stupid. As you should, because you're dumb for even bringing that up. You're absolutely disgusting. He has no shame. He's nasty. He's a damn predator. That's what I'm getting from you. I'm getting predator. Auntie's like, basically, she's not staying at no hotel and she's playing by the rules because she just got out and we need to make sure that everything's smooth and she doesn't land back in prison. Basically, like, she shut that down. They cut back to Felicia and the cousin, and the cousin's like telling Felicia, listen, you should keep an eye on Rich because I don't really trust him. And, she doesn't really think he's telling the full truth about the divorce and stuff. Like, she's like, listen, I don't think that he's actually fully divorced. And Felicia's like, I don't really trust him either, and I don't fully believe him 1,000%. So I'm going to be asking for proof and asking for those divorce papers so I can, like, see and make sure that it's done. Auntie's crying because she's like, she doesn't want Felicia to move and how she just got her back. And, like, she's worried. And, before she was feeling guilty because she feels like she didn't do enough to keep her out of trouble and to keep her. So, like, she's really feeling it. It just hit her hard what Rich said. And Rich, he's trying to console her. And he's like, basically trying to, like, tell her, like, I'm not trying to take her away from you or whatever. But, like, he wants to get in her pants. Damon, they finally get they're inside the storage unit and it's packed with a bunch of stuff. Damon, he notices that it looks like there's a bunch of his kid stuff in there and he's like, okay. Like, he wasn't expecting that, but, like, they start to go through all the things. Bonita's with her daughter and Bonita's telling her daughter, like, her dad's coming home soon and, is she asking her if she's happy and what she's excited for? And her daughter's excited to see her dad and excited for her dad to take her to the mall because that's what he promised her. It was so cute. She's so adorable. She's really cute. So yeah, she's happy that her dad is going to come home and take her to the mall and, like, spend time with her. Bonita's thinking that Damon is still in prison. He's getting released tomorrow, like the Tuesday, which is tomorrow for them. He's really at the storage unit with Gigi searching through all the stuff. So, I mean, just wild. In the storage unit going through things, Damon's saying how, like, he's noticing that a lot of his things are missing. Like, he's missing a lot of shoes, designer jeans, a lot of stuff. Like, he's noticing that off the bat. And he's like, he's not going to say anything right now. He's not going to say anything too soon, but he is eventually going to bring it up to Bonita and ask, like, where the rest of his stuff is. They're back in the car, headed back to Gigi's house. Damon has, he has a spliff in the hand. He's on that puff pass. And, they're just talking about how excited they are and how long they haven't actually had sex with anybody or had intimacy with anybody and how they can't wait to, like, do it with each other. Damon's basically telling Gigi that he has to go and see his parole officer tomorrow to get things sorted out. But in reality, he's actually going to see Bonita and do the whole release thing again. So he's just straight up lying. He don't care. That's who he is. That's a part of his character. They get upstairs, or they go right upstairs. They start to kissing. They start to getting, like, touchy feely and everything like that and doing all the things. I just found it it looked like they're about to get it in and, like, they're being extra. They're happy to see each other. They're being, like, touchy feely, they're being, adults getting ready to be on that adult time. And, like, Damon has Gigi on the bed and she's spread eagle. She spread eagle and they're like, whatever. And then he's like, yeah, let's hop in the shower. I'm like, I would assume that she already went into the shower. Like, she already showered before she went to pick him up. So I don't know what that was about. But they got in the shower to go do the deed. Okay? And it ends off, like, Damon, he's talking about, like, To me, it's basically, he was basically bragging that he's been lying to everybody and he's been getting away with it. He's been lying to Bonita, talk about he's been lying to Bonita, and he's been talking about he's been lying to Goddess and getting away with it. And that's what he's talking about. And he's proud of himself. That's what's going on. That is what's going on with these couples, guys. This is what happened this episode, okay? And that's it, guys. That is how the episode ended. Love after lockup. My ex's cellmate. That was the episode. Please leave your thoughts below. Tell me what you guys are thinking. Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree with what I said? How do you feel about these couples? Are any of these couples gonna like make it? Are they gonna last? Like, what's gonna happen? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Have a good night.